Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back.
Hello, hi everyone.
So last time we said we couldn't figure out the name. We're playing with the name that we think we like. On the other side of the broom is the name that we have in mind. Y'all let us know what y'all think of that. That's the first assignment after watching this is tell us, do you like that name? Yes or no. If no, give us a better one. The idea is, you know, as a couple that is married now, we want to be able to give insight to people that are trying to get to this place, and then talk about what it's like being in this place. And today's topic, while in this place, is this all elusive idea of the power couple. And I believe that this is a topic largely because in some instances, Ashley and I aspire to be that. In other instances, we've been told that we may already be that. And we just really want to break down what exactly is a power couple and how realistic is it to find yourself in a power couple or be a power couple. So for anyone that is married now watching this and saying, okay, how can we work together to achieve a goal better, which is something very important to us, or I'm not in a relationship yet. How do I go about finding the right partner where I can have that type of structure? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Well, I don't think I've ever really aspired to be a power in or be a power couple.
At the beginning.
In the beginning. No. Okay. I think I just aspired to I don't know. Like there's no rule book to marriage for me. Like right. I didn't grow up like this is the type of marriage I want to have. I'm gonna have a dog. I'm gonna have a cat. I'm gonna have 3 kids. Yada yada. I was just very open. Like I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I just kind of went. I just went with the flow. Like I didn't really have any examples, and I just happened to marry someone who has. I believe that you have this idea of I want to be in the power couple. And
you think I came with
I think you did.
I don't think that's how this started.
Really?
No. Mm-mm. I don't even know if I wanted to be in a couple at the beginning.
No. But I'm talking about when you saw yourself getting married, whenever you saw yourself getting married, if whether it would be with me or whomever she may be.
Before you.
When it was just when I get with a chick, whatever, and it's official, I want to be in a power couple. I feel like that's the energy that you put out.
I had the energy that I wanted to be with a woman that was smart. I mean, she had the qualities of what you would consider a power couple qualifying woman, but I didn't see it as we're a power couple. We do stuff.
I didn't say that. I said you came with that energy.
Oh yeah, like 'cause I knew that whoever I was going to marry was going to have to be smart. I knew that she was going to have some type of she had to add some type of value from a business perspective to my life in some level. I knew that she'd have to be able to fill some type of gaps, and I didn't know which gaps they would be.
Right.
I knew that she was going to have to do all the fundamental stuff like hair and nails and teach and cook and clean and stuff like that. I knew those things.
2 out of 5 ain't bad.
I knew that there were certain things that she would have to be. I knew it wasn't going to be a chick that didn't have it together.
Right. So for me, it was kind of like I always say there are certain pillars in my growth and in his growth. So when he shows me or tells me an expectation, I actually take a breath and I pause and I think about okay, is that something that I want to be? Or is that something that I want to deal with for the rest of my life? Like, I'm not talking about, I'm going to deal with this until he marries me. And then I'm going to really let his ass know what it was. No, it ain't about him. It's about, you got it. It's about you. So I asked myself, do you want to deal with someone who has this expectation, whether it be a power couple, whatever the expectation may be? Do I want to deal with that? And I had to ask myself yes or no. And I was like, well, there's nothing wrong with working hard to be great at something, or whether it be entrepreneurship or someone to motivate you to go back to school. He was very motivating. It wasn't like he was trying to tell me to go jump off a cliff. So it was like, all right,
kill yourself.
You know, like I wasn't trying to do all that. So I was like, sure, I could take on the persona of this power couple, but could I be okay with being a farmer's wife? Maybe.
Really?
Being if that was if that's what he motivates me to be, like, yeah, we're just gonna get some land.
You would have been out there gardening and making it happen.
Like I said, I never had a definition of what type of wife I wanted to be.
I think that's a cool way to approach it. But so let's validate first off this power couple concept.
Right.
All right. The moment that I realized, first off, I was told that, oh man, y'all are a power couple before we were even, and we were in a relationship, but I think we might have been getting ready to buy our house. We hadn't bought our house yet. We was getting ready to buy the house. Something in that time period, one of my frat brothers was like, yo, y'all are a power couple. And at that point, in my mind, we hadn't done nothing amazing at all, right? It was just and it was other comments, but it was people seeing the way that we were moving. And then the moment that I realized that that we may potentially be that was probably last year. You were on tour. You was on tour with Tyler Perry, pregnant, on tour, traveling the country, doing all the behind the scenes social media, right? I'm in London, right? Yeah. And I'm on tour, and I'm going from Germany to London to Singapore, Malaysia, all these different places. And I'm on the phone with you, you're on the phone with me, Royal's with the grandparents.
She thought we abandoned
She
her.
did. She thought we abandoned her. She was...
Y'all need to call this child. She thought y'all had left her.
Yo, my daughter was traumatized. Like, we couldn't leave her anywhere after that. We'd be like, we're going to leave you at grandma's house. She's like, you coming back?
Remember, she was like, come back. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
She was serious. Her ass, she was dead ass. Like, you coming back? Tomorrow.
We just straight left her and was gone.
We were gone.
I was gone for like a month or something.
Yeah, you was gone for a month.
I was gone. And you was gone for a minute. You was gone like 2-3 weeks?
At a time, I come back and go back.
Oh, yeah, because it was like a stop. All right.
Yeah, stop.
So while this is going on, I think that's when I was like, oh yeah, we on some other you know what I'm saying? And then when Diamond flew out to meet me, Diamond, my sister, when she flew out to meet me in London, and we were just sitting there like, oh yeah, we on some other You caught a plane just to kick it in Soho with me. What the was we on? You know what I'm saying? I think those were moments, and so I think there's validity to the statement. And for people that are like, man, how do you build that? How do you create something like that? And I have a homegirl, you know her. We ain't gonna say no names.
Okay.
Well, you gotta figure it out as I'm talking.
Okay.
I'm guessing that.
I like this.
Who really wants the power
One
couple.
air apple bear.
Really wants the power couple thing, and she talks about it all the time. She's always struggling to get a guy or keep a guy, all those type of things. And she when I want to tell her how to go about it, it's crazy hard because I feel like there's so many women out there that are trying to create that concept, and they're like, I do business, I can help you do this, I can help you do that, I can help you do this, but we didn't start with some I can help you do this energy. Do you think?
We kind of did.
Explain it. Break it down. How did it happen?
Well, it started when you went to that groundbreaking thing, looking like what the fuck. Okay. That's when it started, right? Okay. So
she's gonna bring this up.
I'm gonna bring this up because it's when the moment was Sirr was in non-for-profit, moving and shaking with different politicians because he was trying to get grants and funding for his program back in the day, and so he was at this groundbreaking. And I guess there were politicians there. I think it was a
ribbon cutting.
A ribbon cutting. Well, you cut. I thought it was where they dug up the dirt with shovels.
You're right.
It was a groundbreaking.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but there's I think it was business casual. So blazers, jackets, khakis. I don't think it was anything too formal because it was a Saturday or something like that. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm about to go. I think Mayor Kasim Reed and some people were there, Congress people, all the people were there. he comes back, not goes. He comes back from this event with, it was a blue checker, like real Hey Arnold looking shirt with the cutoff with the pocket, and then of course he don't like ironing, so of course it was wrinkled. And then he had the cargo pants. I mean, real Kim Possible looking cargo pants, like when they on a mission, not when they at school, when they on a mission.
You gonna break me down the 90s cartoons?
Just saying.
These are early 2000s.
I'm just painting a picture, okay? I think our generation will understand, like, not the Kim Possibles.
On the mission? Not on the mission.
And they didn't even have on a black turtleneck. At least that would have coordinated. And so he has on these like blue and orange Adidas semi-dirty shoes.
I still got them shoes.
And these are his work shoes now, like when he works around the house. And then he had on my Cheetah Girl, Cheetah Sisters sunglasses. Now they didn't say it, but they was black with cheetah on the side, right? And I'm like,
red cheetah print.
I'm like, he comes back from this event, and I'm like, he comes to my apartment. He's like, come to my apartment, and I'm like, so where you been? He was like, oh yeah, I just left it, this event, meeting with the Congress people, da da da. I ain't hear shit he said after he said met with Congress people. I'm like, and I literally looked him up and down. I was like, you went like that, and I was like, H&M.com, and I bought him slacks and shirts and everything he needed to go to these events. And I was like, part of me felt like we're not together, but in a sense, in my mind, we are, because we're kicking it all the time. You're not finna go out here embarrassing me. And like, what if somebody knows we together? Like, I just could not. I could not. And so it was because I believed in him so much. Because granted, like, I know he was out there really politicking it up, but I didn't want him to lose out on an opportunity with someone who would actually care, who did not care about what he had to say, but looked at him and said, why do you look like a Nickelodeon character gone wrong? Like, I didn't want that for him. So that may be where I started seeing myself. I was like, how can I help him? In a sense, and that it started with, it wasn't like I wasn't trying to be like, let me take over your not-for-profit and I can do this. It was like, no, I just want to help you do better, and like a small way, like just look better so you can get better opportunities. I ain't gotta go with you to the opportunity. Just this might help you personally get a little bit further in the direction that you're going, and that's how it started.
That is how it started. Yeah. That's a great example. That's how it started. And I think that I always knew, or I started seeing very early. First time I came over your house, I knew you could do stuff.
Yeah, don't see now. He gotta tell.
Well, I gotta tell my story.
He gotta tell his story now.
So I come to her house. She invites me over to her apartment, same apartment. Mm-hmm. Before I'm kicking it there regularly, and she's just, and I walk in the door, and I'm gonna walk in the house, and I'm looking around. And she got like a blue couch that's like a paint. It's like a painted fabric.
I painted it.
With like these all sorts of artistic pillows. Mm-hmm. She got photos all on the wall from movies set in a different, back in the day type film project. It's looking real artsy. You know what I'm saying? She got a sewing table and sewing machines. And she just got all sorts of little crafty, artsy stuff in the room. I'm like, oh, this is dope. I'm looking, oh, that's dope. And she's like, oh yeah, I made that. Oh, that's dope. She's like, oh, I made that. Oh, you made that? Yeah, so you made that.
He's so
good. Like, you made that? Yeah, you made that. I said, oh, okay. So why are you broke?
No lie. He literally said, why are you broke? Like, this is like date one, kicking it one, talking about, so why are you broke? Excuse me? Like,
I mean, I didn't get it. I'm like I sell stuff and make stuff work, but I don't make stuff. So like I gotta find someone to sell stuff in order for me to make some money.
You gotta find someone to make something.
I gotta find someone to make something so that I can make some money. Right? And I'm sitting here, you're making all this crap, you should be making money. That's how it translated to me. Because everything that I had done at that point was I have to go out and physically do something so that I can sell it because I'm good at selling crap. But yeah, I think that was the moment where I knew, like, off rip, out the gate, like, oh, she could be dope.
Yeah. And I think that is where you find your fitting. You know, it just fits. It's like I can't sell you something that I haven't made. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a salesman, but I can create it, and then he goes out and sells it, or he has the idea and I go out and I make it.
You go create it, yeah.
You know, so it was like,
and that's the balance. Like,
it's
what
a
people
balance.
are looking for, I think there's an unrealistic concept associated with the idea of power couple. Like, let's say we bite the line, hook, line, and sinker. If we say we are power couple, even, you know, we're trying to get there. But even if we feel like we are, then the conversation would be like, how do you get to this point? And it was not. You can't close that.
I didn't.
It would not be. It would not be you come in and like build this thing together. You really, it's really more innocent than that. Mm-hmm. Like when people think power couple today, and I talked to you about this earlier or yesterday, like a lot of times we look at JayZ and Beyonce.
Right.
Like they are like in the black community, the example of power couple, right? But as a person in entertainment, that was in entertainment, I look at that relationship differently than people on the outside, because everyone on the outside says she was doing her thing, he was doing his thing, they came together, and boom, they were a power couple. And it's like, well, not really. Like, let's first off look at, they were young. They were, I mean, she was young, right?
10 years apart.
They're 10 years apart. She was young. This is years ago. They were both young in their career. You know, Beyonce wasn't Beyonce. Aaliyah was the hottest solo artist female in the game at the time. Beyonce was in Destiny's Child. There was a whole bunch of girl groups. She was no different than 3LW or TLC or In Vogue or whoever else that you were. Total, all these groups that were out at the time. Like, she was just one of all these other women. Any one of those women could have taken off and been the next great sensation, right? So at this point in her, and then look at her age. She's in her low 20s, right? Mid 20s, something like that. Like, think about where you were in your mid 20s, and like it could have been just starting your career. Maybe you were just getting out of college, right? That was your baseline platform. She just so happened that her baseline platform was in the music game. But think about all the other groups that I just mentioned. Most of them, all of them, are not relevant at that level. Some of them are legends, but they're not relevant anymore, right? She could have been in that group, but she didn't end up in that group. So let's just start there. So her peer group of the time, there were a lot of guys that, according to how women feel, because I don't really judge men like that, but according to the women that, you know, you and other women that I've spoken with, JayZ's not the most attractive guy. And at that time period, right, and no shots at Jay, whatever, but at that time period, she could have chosen a whole bunch of dudes. Like, Jay wasn't extremely special. He was somewhat distinguished from the pack because he was part owner in his own company. He had some boss-like tendencies, whatever. But at the same time, there was all sorts of other dudes that was killing it. Like, LL Cool J was killing it at the time. I think he's married, though. But, like, there was just, if you go back and look at all the rappers of the time period, there's a lot of rappers that women had pictures on their walls. He's the cutest guy ever, this, that, and the third, who she could have chosen from, right?
Nelly was trying to get
Nelly was hot. He was on fire back then. He was killing it. Coming off of Country Grammar, it's hot in here with the Kelly Dilemma. Anyway, like, there was a lot of artists at the time period that were crushing it, right? And she ended up dating and going back and forth with Jay, and they ended up building their careers together. Their baseline, they were both just everyday players. Look at Dame Dash today compared to where JayZ is. Look at any other of JayZ's peers. He's on a different level. Beyonce's on a different level. I say that story to say this, that they didn't meet as power couples. Mm-hmm. They met as two people in a whole world of competition trying to grow and build. And I think there's so many people, when I think about my homegirl, that's like, I want to find a man that's this and that, and I can do this, and I can help him like this. And it's like, you really got to come together when you can't see the future as clearly. Like, when it's not clear, right? The whole idea of power couples, even when I look at other examples of power couples, they come together in those moments where
they're down together.
Yes.
They're down.
Beyonce, that she's leaving.
We think Beyonce, they were never down, but you know, like, she wasn't who she was today. He wasn't who he was today.
She took a risk. She decided to go solo. That could have been, it could have went left. That could have flopped. You're in the biggest group of the time. In Destiny's Child, y'all just dropped a crazy album coming off of some crazy singles, right? She could have kept riding that high. Instead, she's like, I'm going to go sing solo. She took a risk. And that could have went left. Could have went left. And that was the time period when she decided to figure it out. And at the same time, he had just sold Rockefeller and all that other type of stuff with Dame Dash, and you didn't know where his career was going to go, right? He was flying solo. She was flying solo. It was like,
yeah, I agree. I totally agree, because when growing up for me, I never was attracted to the guy who came off like he had it all. Never. Like, I don't. Then it's like, if you got it all, what you need me for? Like, and vice versa. If sis walking around is like, I don't need you, you right, you don't need me. But then sis always talking about, I just want a man, I want this, but you walk around like you don't need nobody. Well, then don't need nobody. You know, like
that's real.
And even on and when, just to flip it back to me, it was just like, even from high school, guys who had like cars and the money and this, it was like, girl, you tripping, you need to get that money. I was like, first off, like, I'm still in the space where I was like, if I want something, I either can go get a job and get the money for myself, or I can ask my daddy. Like, you're not my daddy. Now, fortunately, I'm sorry to say, some of us don't have our fathers, but I was fortunate enough to learn that lesson where I was like, I see what a hardworking man is, and I'd rather build something with a hardworking man than always feeling indebted to some man who got me because of what he already had without me.
And
then I hold no value. That means you can get rid of me at any time, because if I don't do or say or do or cook or clean or do whatever to appease you, you can get rid of me. That's not love. That's not a power couple. That is someone holding power over the other person because of what they have. And I didn't want that. So I always dated guys who, you didn't have a car. That's okay. I'll come get you. Oh, yeah, I don't really have money to buy popcorn. That's okay. I already sneaked some in my bag. Sorry. Like, I got Harold's on the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my energy, because it wasn't about what you could do for me. It's like, we're not there yet.
What can we do together?
What can we do together? And at that time, it was just like, I just want to have fun. I just want to get to know you. Like, there's no pressure to impress me with anything more than just who you are. Because if I'm worried about how much you make and what you can give me, then am I really learning anything about you and who you are and what makes you tick? Because you got this money some type of way. But if I'm not focused on, okay, how you get this money? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. What type of person are you when you get this money? Or what type of person are you when you aren't with me? Versus, if you're broke, your ass ain't nowhere. Your ass is here with me. So I'm learning with you. Because that's how it was for us. When we were at our lowest, we got to know each other on such a personal level. Like, because we couldn't afford to go anywhere. We had bootleg movies on our couch, hoping that the lights wouldn't get cut off, just praying for somebody to drop off some groceries because we was hungry, and just saying, hey, hi, I'm Ashley, every day. And I knew, and it wasn't like, you a buster, you can't afford to get to that situation. I helped myself to a certain regard, and like, I can't even get to that situation. But we're here together, and it's warmer together than it is apart. So let's just stay together. And when we came up. And so that's what makes you powerful. It's not the shit that you acquire. It's the fact that when you're in a relationship, the power that you create in your love, in your relationship, in your respect, and how it shows you the most powerful thing. It shows your spouse, even you, when shit does hit the fan, how you handle it. Like, he didn't fly off the fucking handle. I cried a lot, but that's whatever. But I didn't lose it. You know what I'm saying? I cried a lot, but I didn't lose it. But it showed me who he was as a man. And when and as a leader. So when Sirr says, hey, this is what we gonna do. I'd be like, all right, cool, I'm down because he's proven himself to me. I'm still not saying, well, just what? No, okay. Oh, he's proven those qualities to me, so I built trust. I wasn't looking for $100 bills. I wanted trust. I needed trust that if shit hit the fan and the whole fucking world turns her down, he is leading this family to the next destination. That's all that really matters if you want to be a power couple.
Damn, you hit him with the real.
Oh, we ain't got time for that shit.
Golf snaps, with poetry snaps, golf claps, all that.
We ain't got time.
All that, but I think even when I talk to even some of
and I don't cook, I don't clean. But let me tell you, I got this ring. Okay, sorry.
She be cooking now.
I do. Spaghetti.
Don't be letting Cardi B lie to y'all in these streets.
Spaghetti. And that
breast.
And lasagna. Oh, and my chicken breast. That's my dish. That was a hook behind the sinker right there. And mimosas.
She's been pulling that same dish out since we met, y'all.
And you love it.
I do love that dish. That was a good dish.
It's a great dish. Applebee's, thank you.
Yeah, she had me thinking, she's chefing. Oh, she's chefing.
I had that Applebee's meal, and I was like, Google Applebee's. What is it? Honey.
It's a shrimp.
Honey
it's
shrimp.
It's like a surf and turf.
So good, good. And I learned how to make it. But anywho, what were you gonna say? Mm-hmm.
So one thing that I've noticed with some of your friends that are, friends that I've met in passing, whatever, that are single, and some of, my friends or, people that I see in the work environment, or even in entertainment that are single, is that their mindset for building toward a relationship or a quote unquote power couple or whatever was based off the idea that I'm going to get mine, and then I'm going to get someone else that has theirs, and then we're going to come together, and we're going to be great. But I don't think that works.
I remember when I thought we were trying that. Remember, I was doing when we were in an apartment in Sandy Springs, I was like, okay, I'm doing Handy Homegirl, and you're doing Phase 6, and we're just going to work separately. And it was kind of like, I felt like it was like a competition in a sense, like, well, I didn't know anything about music, so it was like, well, you hurry up and do your thing, and then I was trying to like, well, I'm over here doing Handy Homegirl.
Like we were sharing the camera.
We were sharing the camera. Yeah. We were sharing time. Like, well, I need you to help me. Well, I need you to help me. And it was like, it was harmful on our relationship because we weren't utilizing our talents to support the other. Together.
Right.
And so, and it was hard for me because I was like, all right, I stopped doing Handy Homegirl first. And I was like, all right, I'm going to just support Sirr. But then I felt like, well, I'm a boss too, and I can do this. So I was trying to dibble and dabble and back into the YouTube and thing, and I wasn't passionate about it, but I was just like, but I don't want to be left behind.
You were passionate.
I was.
You were shifting your focus, and you were trying to figure out how your focus was going to fit. That's what was going on. I just leave it at that.
Yeah, to focus fit my lifestyle.
Right.
Really. And I'm still passionate. I still love to create, but it was like I was trying to figure out how to be a wife and a mother. Like my daughter is like young, and I was a stay-at-home mom, which was harder because I was like, once again,
you didn't like that.
I had to one time
speak that. So many women are like, I want to stay at home and do nothing and da.
That's fine. Do that. Like at first.
I actually did not like to stay at home.
At first, because I loved it because I was really postpartum. And I know I had to go back to work early because Sirr got laid off in the midst of my maternity leave, and I had to go back to work. So my maternity leave was probably cut by like 2 weeks. So I'm leaving my 4-week-old baby with her dad, and I'm like, she doesn't even know me, and I'm like going through the whole thing. So when I think he ended up getting a position, and when I got let go, I was like, oh, finally, yes, thank God I can go home with my baby. And I was home with her for 2 years. Home with her straight for 2 years. And it filled my cup, but then my cup was overflowed.
My cup is runneth over.
It was just like, yo, I don't want to do this. But like, again, it's one of those things. I didn't know what type of wife, what type of mom I wanted to be. I never daydreamed about it. I knew one day I could get married. I knew one day I could have kids. What type? Shit, threw caution to the wind. I tried the whole stay-at-home mom shit. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Looking that way, not this way.
Oh, sorry. I just don't like it. So, I felt like when we were trying to do separate things, it was harmful, but it was also harmful because I was still discovering myself and what I even wanted to do. So, that brings it back to discovering and having setting expectations for this relationship. Like saying out loud, I don't know what I want to do. Instead of faking like you some boss bitch, you not. Just be honest. I think of the man, or vice versa. I want to be a boss. I'm just not there yet. And then giving that person, I guess, the out. Don't be selfish. You know, if that's what if they don't want you, don't be selfish. Because when you get there, that's a whole other conversation about when you get there. But you might find that woman who might be like me, who's just like, okay, well, I want to work with you from the ground up. You know, like not being ashamed when you are at your lowest, not being ashamed to say like I'm just not there yet. I'm not there yet. I can't talk to nobody.
I think that's something that dudes gotta do. Because I'll tell you this: before I met you, there was this.
Every episode.
I'm telling you, like, yo, there's a song for everything. Anyway, there was a girl I was talking to before I met you. Let me highlight that. And I remember she had went to school up. She had went to school in New York. Me and her were vibing down here, and then she left and went to New York. And she wanted me to visit and do all these different things. But like, I had just stepped away from entertainment. I just walked away from entertainment stuff. And then I was in a rocky place with the nonprofit stuff. That big contract I had, I was getting ready to lose it. I hadn't lost it yet. And I wasn't comfortable like flying out there and doing the things that I would have done previously. So I never made that move. She ended up coming back here, right? And I was so like kind of, I guess, ashamed that I couldn't do what I did before, that I was just like, I just straight ghosted this chick. And she was definitely angry with me. I don't think we've ever talked about it. If she ever watches it, she's probably like, "You're damn right." But she's engaged and married now. She's great, right? But
she's good now.
She's good. She's all right. She's already great. But like I know, I say that to say that I know that we can get insecure about not having our stuff together, right? But I know that moment of me recognizing that, you know, being insecure about my situation isn't helpful, right? That made me more open. And when you came around, I was like, yo, this is what it is.
Right.
This is what it is. And so when I took that approach, I was like, yo, this is what it is. Whatever, this is where I'm at. I think as a guy, you waiting for the hammer to come down, because women can be so hard on men. And it's really not fair. No. It's really not fair, because women are really comparing men to these television expectations. And in our culture, it really comes from like rappers. Like, you can't drop a bag on me. You can't, if you broke, you know what I'm saying? I can't rock with you and all that type of stuff. And this is before the Cardi B's and Megan Thee Stallions then fucked the game up, and the City Girls and fucked the game up for everybody else. Before that,
I feel like they had a different tone, because I was literally thinking about like the Lil Kims and the Foxy Browns. Like, I'm pretty sure they said it, but I don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that wasn't the basis of it.
That wasn't the basis of it. It was like, yo, I don't remember.
The energy was like, I can compete with you. Like as a woman, I can compete with you, and and it was sexual. Like, you know, you think you can fuck me, but I'll fuck you. Like, you had that energy. And today, it's the same thing. You think you're gonna fuck me, but I'll fuck you. But it's also, you ain't fucking nothing unless you got the fucking Birkin bag and the money and the this and the messages.
Because I feel like it was more so that it was like, I can get it myself.
Right, that was a part of it.
Yeah,
it's like I can compete with you.
I give myself, but then it is not like I know that they say it's like we buying this, but I hear more is that if, like you said, if you're not buying it for me, I'll be like, why? You can buy it yourself.
Because that was the whole. And listen.
But if you could buy it yourself, then why is that a requirement?
But it makes no sense, and I think
you be buying me stuff. Right?
Yeah. Anyway, it makes no sense. But what I see when I look at it is that a lot of women are holding men to a standard where it's like you gotta have this, and this right now. And in our community, you know, as men, we are like the struggle to get to this point, just to be legit
in a legit
money.
manner,
get legal money
in a legit manner.
Like the
now
whole
let's
process,
talk about that in a legit manner. Expecting these young brothers to to have it at the age where they are now seeking relationships. So that's by what 17, 18, 19. He got to be making what at 19?
Well, not even. Don't make it that dramatic. Like a brother like 24. Like women are coming out of college.
No. What I'm saying is that the girl, like you said, this is where it starts. 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, she's yeah.
That's where
she's
it
like,
starts. Because these 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds are looking at these women and saying that now at 16, 17.
And that's preventing them from getting with the guy they want to be with or the guy that they could potentially
right. So they're going to, so they don't deal with anyone their age. They're more than
they're dating up.
They're dating up to guys. But gotta think that guy was 19, 17 to 24. He got money. Now 19-year-olds, 17-year-olds, women are chasing him. And he more than likely, maybe not, he ain't taking them too seriously because, hey, I done went through all this. I'm just trying to get the baddest ones who want their hair, nails did. No real family, power couple relationship building here.
Well, I think there's a lot.
And the family's not the end all be all because I know some people don't want kids, but I'm just saying, like, that's a whole subject. Black structure. But
I just think there's a battering that's going on that's preventing the power couple duality from happening. The power couple concept has to come from a place of humility.
Right.
It has to come from a place of like you do not do something on level 10 until you do it on level 1 first. Right? And so like if you're not willing to be at level 1 with somebody, how you ever going to get to level 10 with somebody? Right. So, you know, if you come in the relationship at level 6 and they come in the relationship at level, if you say, oh, you know, if a woman says you got to be my equal, normally that means he has to be better. So if you come in at level 6, he come in at level 8, his energy is already like, I got to 8 without you. I need you to play by my rules and help me get to 10. Otherwise we can't rock. And she's looking like, well, I'm at 6. I'm trying to get to 8. And like, you're trying to get aligned after you've established so much. You can't. It's hard to be equally yoked.
It's hard to be
because
on the
someone
same
has to give up. You'll spend 2 years tearing down what both of you have built so that you can take the bricks and rebuild something new together. Mm-hmm. Who's willing to tear down what they built for the next person? I know for men, the ego and all that type of stuff and what we go through, a man ain't gonna be he's gonna be looking like, yo, tear your stuff down. Yeah. I can even think about it. If a woman comes into a relationship with a house, the man comes into a relationship with a house, he's thinking, when you gonna sell your house?
When you gonna sell your house?
He ain't thinking we should both sell our house.
And then some of them be like, well, yeah, you need to quit your job,
take care of my kids.
You need to take care of the kids. You need to cook, you need to clean, you do all this, and then you could be like, I'm more than just a maid. I am this and this and that and that. Like, well,
but he doesn't care.
He don't care
because that's not what he was interested in. And here's the thing: if you're trying to build this power couple thing, I remember being in college and there were so many women that were on I'm focused on my school right now. I'm focused on my this right now. And like, in order for that woman to get to that 8 status in her career, right? At some point, she was at 1-2 status or 1-2-3-4, and she was ignoring everything that came around. And that's the time frame when you build with somebody. Mm-hmm. You build with somebody when you're trying to finish school. Mm-hmm. You build with someone when you first get your career. You build with someone but in my experience, even dating during those different age groups and different time frames, like women weren't on that. They weren't necessarily on that. Like, I want to build and grow.
I want to add on that because like that's even stickier to say it's stickier to say because like even at that time you have to find. You still have to find the person who at that time still has their own shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
I don't know. That's interesting. Go ahead. You gotta break that down for me.
Yeah, like we're not even at that level. We're not on the same page. If say I'm in college and I got homework and this and you're not. So all
Why
you
not?
got to do really, and unless you have a job that's like, yo, I'm trying to make it to, part or cashier, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it to manager, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Say cashier.
I don't know, because you got to come from the fries to the front. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless that's your focus, right? If I'm in college, right? Because I'm saying I was like, you can go to clown college, I don't care. But if as long as you got, but if you have nothing going on and you always in my face, oh, babe, what you doing? I'm like, I'm studying. Oh, like you have. I think at every level, you have to have something. It may not be magnificent on that level.
It's not what you have going on. It's about your aspiration and what you're doing towards it.
Right. Like I said, he trying to get from the back to the front.
Okay.
On the cashier, that's his aspiration.
I'm about to say, I used to flip them fries.
No, I know.
I worked at McDonald's.
I know, but I'm saying like if he's not doing that. Mm-hmm. And he's okay with just flipping fries. Now I'm just gonna stay here, get out of work, come to your dorm and kick it. Motherfucker, nah, you better go work to get to the front. But you have to no matter what level, you gotta be on the same page.
But here's the thing. There's a difference between the woman that's sitting in the room saying, babe, how you should work your way to manager, and the guy being willing to do it. And the chick that's saying, man, you fucking working McDonald's, that shit whack, da 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 da. Like,
oh, no.
But I'm saying there's a different.
But we're not talking to that person.
Well, no, we
Hopefully.
are. We are, because there's the chick that feels she's too good to talk to the guy at McDonald's. Freshman year, freshman year, right? Backstory, I was working in entertainment. I was working with Usher Records. Usher had his own record label. There was a time that happened. Usher had his own record label. He's coming off of Confessions. He's the biggest artist of all time. I'm thinking I'm about to be working for Usher for the rest of my life. I'm not thinking, at 18 years old that his label's going to fold, nothing's going to happen, and I'm going to be working at McDonald's, right? And then all of my friends, and I was in AP, I was in all the smart classes, all of my friends go on, they come to McDonald's and they're all looking at me like, sir. People coming in laughing. I ain't even like being in the front. Motherfuckers used to see me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people coming in, but like them same people laughing and cracking jokes don't understand my situation and my drive, but I'm at fucking McDonald's. Right. And that's real talk.
But that in a relationship that needs to be expressed. Like men wanna buy out. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you can
buy out.
Yeah.
What is that sound effect? Give me.
Boop, yeah. You know, they it's just like, yo, now y'all made fun of me. Now look at me. Da da da. It's just like, that's not how this works, boo boo. Like, if we're growing together, if we're going from -1 to 0 together, tell me how that is.
But you know what? I will say this.
They came back. The reason why they came back and laughed, because if it was someone in that group who would have been like, shut up. I've talked to him every day this summer while he's working at McDonald's, and he's actually making more than any of you. Like, or he's on his way. Like, if I was your friend back in the day and I was talking to you on a friendship level every day while you're working at McDonald's, I would understand that you aren't just a nigga working at McDonald's. I would know where you just came from before McDonald's. I would know where you are at McDonald's. I know your ass is about to leave up out of here because you about to go to college because you came to the realization. But no one knows your story or your path until you fucking say something. And most men are just like, they don't want to express themselves. They don't want to tell nobody their ambitions and their dreams because that's weak. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to prove all y'all wrong and I'm just going to do this.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's weak. It's cool to tell people what you want to do. I think the problem is...
No, it's not cool for people to... It's cool to do what you tell people.
It is. No. I'm talking about cool versus like in the sense of people watching. I think that the issue becomes accountability.
You don't want nobody to hold you accountable. People
don't... Like, I think... I can't speak for all men, but I believe that for men, that is the challenge. Someone holding you accountable for your bullshit. And I think that, that's the beauty of building a relationship when you don't have much. when you're trying to figure it out.
But if you're at that point, you aren't mature. If you can't do that, if you can't have someone hold you accountable, then you aren't mature enough. I feel like you're not mature.
Well,
enough.
every guy isn't ready for the power couple relationship. Right. Every woman isn't ready for the power couple relationship. If a woman wants to overachieve on her own and be her own boss, she ain't ready for no power couple relationship because you're gonna be your own boss. You can't partner with no one when you're your own boss. Yeah. Because ain't no boss man gonna partner with you unless it's straight business. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think some people can't multitask. It's like, how can I be let's say how I think he wants me to be or how I envision myself being for him and be this. And it's simple. It all comes down to a conversation. It really, like,
it's a lot of tough
conversations. Like,
tough, uncomfortable.
Him.
This relationship might not work
her,
after this conversation.
I really like you, or we've been together this long, or whatever. Your expectations are so important. And if you want to become a power couple, ask the fucking question. I literally hate it. I feel like we talked about this in the last episode. I hate it when I hear conversations like, I just know. Maybe not hear conversation, but I know just like I'm gonna wait until this pivotal moment and decision in our relationship, and then I'm gonna ask him, like, girl, you about to waste 5 whole years of your life waiting to ask him this important question. It makes no sense to me. And then you want talking about slashing his tires. I gave you 5 years of my life. Bitch, that's your fault.
I was your lover and
you gave him 5 years and like he was not fully vetted. Like he was not fully vetted. Not fully vetted whatsoever. And that's sangria.
Do you want?
No.
Okay.
I think I got some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna mix it with sangria or no? You just gonna live? I know you live.
What?
No, I said you live. You don't need this.
I don't need that. I want. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know everybody's story. I think there's a lot of trust issues that may be in there because it's like if you
bring that bottle back.
What's wrong with you?
Just grab it.
Why?
Just bring it right here. McBride sisters. Sorry. McBride sisters. Black on wine.
Black on wine.
Get some. All right. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, there's a trust. Like maybe you don't want to be vulnerable. I don't know, but I know that I'm not looking at that. I was just looking down. I just know that building from the bottom with someone it's a lot more exciting. You have a lot more memories. They may not be glamorous.
The bonds are gonna be better.
Oh my gosh, the bonds.
We got stories.
To think back on the days.
We got stories.
When this is like, yo, we can't. And then as a woman, right? As a woman, you come into a relationship, and she's gonna be mad. And most men are gonna be mad when I say this.
Here we go.
Right?
I'm fighting for y'all. Hold up. Go on.
But I know I deserve half. Right?
What the hell is she talking about? We don't know where this is going.
I deserve half. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to leave it there.
We ain't leaving it there.
Or we can tally up.
We gonna do an episode on the concept.
We gonna tally up from the H&M clothes all the way until now, and then that's what you owe me. But until then, I mean, like I said, y'all was gonna be mad,
wait, time out. If we tally up baby, listen here. I got some tallying. I got some taxes.
Anyway, I'm being facetious. But no, it really isn't about that. It's just that I know how much work we both put into this relationship and where it came from, and it feels more solid. It feels way more solid. Like we're not starting on shaky ground because I don't feel like he has any leverage or power over me, and I have no leverage or power over him. We are equally yoked in our decisions. I trust him. He trusts me. And our decisions in life. And that's the most powerful thing to me.
I don't think a man will relinquish that exact concept to a woman unless he's gone through the decision-making process with her in his journey. Like you said, you said, hey, I had to watch you lead as we had nothing, right? When we had nothing. And I had to watch you support, right? So that now when we're making bigger decisions, I can feel comfortable coming to you with the supportive question. I can feel comfortable defying what my mother believes or my father believes, which is those are the two big ones, right? Or my friends believe. It's lesser, my friends and, whatever else, right? But I can feel comfortable saying, what are we going to do?
Right.
Because when we was hungry and the lights was off and we was starving, we figured it out. So now what are we going to do?
And then, because you got some people's like, they can't go to their spouse about like, because Crystal going to trip if I just quit my job. I was just like, you're not giving her the benefit of the doubt.
You should talk to Crystal.
You should talk to Crystal about it before you fucking quit your job. But I'm talking about if you are at a level where you making good money and you quit your job. If you quit your job at a lower level, then you might understand how Crystal will react. Because any big decision that you make in your life, a power couple makes it together.
And that's because they've been making decisions together before there was any power. They were just a couple.
Yeah, there was. Put that on a t-shirt and sell that shit. Thank you.
That was it.
When there was no power, they were just a couple. Yes. That was it.
Do we wrap the whole thing with that?
That was it.
Does that sum it?
I think that sums it.
Yeah.
I think that's where that right there. When you take the power out, when you take the money, and you just have two human beings who really just want to get to know each other. Not what's your favorite color, but like when shit hits the fan.
How do you respond when you're angry? What do you do when you have anxiety?
Yeah, the pastor said that. Remember that pastor? He was like, "Do you shower in the morning? How often do you shower?
Creflo Dollar.
What happens? What do you do when somebody steals some money from you? Do you get mad? Do you want to shoot them? What do you do?
How do you respond? Who are you?
Are those your real eyelashes? Is that your hair? Do you get your hair cut every two? Like,
do you clean your body?
Right. Like,
how often
shit
do you
like
clean
that.
your body? Do you use deodorant regularly?
What they can do for you is nothing if the person themselves, their spirit, their being can't do nothing for you. What they give you, that tangible shit ain't nothing. If they're not doing for you nothing mentally and spiritually, it's not happening. The
illusion of the power couple is all of these things coming together.
The illusion.
But it ain't got nothing to do with the things.
You just see what they have. You might just see what they have on the outside.
Right.
But you don't know what.
That's my resume. It's like I'm coming to you with like, I got this, I got that. And we're always going to be at war. So I'm hitting you with this and this and that. And then you're hitting me with this and this and that. And we're going back and forth for who's this and who's that. And who's going to give up this and all that's going to convolute the real stuff of who are you and hi and nice to meet you and I'm trying to get to know you and does your mama like me and why doesn't your mama like me and do you not like me for the same reasons your mama don't like me and you know what I'm saying, like you got to get down to the root of things and you got to rebuild. And like that's why I said, like people that got it, you are set. You're going back 2 years, and if a man is willing to do that, it's the guy. The ego is going to be a motherfucker. I know
we thought we closed it, but I do have a question because I'm all about. All right, this conversation may be for a younger generation.
Give it to them.
So
let's do it.
Let's say, how do we convince? And I don't want to say women because that's stupid to me. I don't believe in that, but I want. It just seems like.
Let's say it and figure it out.
It just seems like women have to now date lower. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't go for the man I want because that man don't want me or whatever. I have to go for less. But we don't expect the man to go for a lesser woman, or does he go for? Let's just say the man goes for maybe like how it's seen on TV. He goes for the prettiest girl, but she dumb as a box of rocks.
Men go for the lesser woman all the time.
Do they?
All the time. You ain't ever seen the club at 2:00?
The lesser women?
Yeah, you ever seen the club at 2:00?
Oh, they be out there like hyenas?
Listen here. Like
the man in the heat. It's like Discovery Channel.
I just think it's so. First off, I think when women, I don't think it's about the lesser man. I think that women are asking a man to A woman.
My
is
question
saying,
was like, how do we help? How do we help them?
How do we help how do we help the women and the men that are trying to figure out how to be this? This is this. From a woman perspective, it's you keep looking for the man that already has built the house instead of looking for the builder.
Put that on a t-shirt and sell it.
That's it. Because if he's a builder, he will build a house, or he may have built multiple houses. He is a builder. You have to look for the builder, not the house. Right? And I think that's the key for all of it, for women. And because they're waiting on the man to build the house, there are so many years where he's disgruntled and he's frustrated and by the time he builds his house, he's angry at women. He's bitter at women. He's like, even when I watch the Kevin Samuels guy, I feel like he's saying 100% facts, 90%, for 95% of the time, right? But that other 5%, he bitter. Like he done gone through some shit, you know what I'm saying? Because he had to live that life. He had to go out and do all this shit to prove himself. And now it's like, I'm here and I want it all. But all started 20, 30 years ago when women wouldn't let you have it because they didn't believe that you was a builder. And they was like, you were like, I'm telling you, I'm a builder. And it also comes from the fact that because women have gotten so many opportunities in our community, right, due to affirmative action, you get a 2-for-1 with affirmative action with women, with black women, due to government programs that came out in the 80s, some in the 70s, right, that helped black women get into college at a higher rate due to, mass incarceration, all these different types of things. Women matriculate into the college system, the education system, and the workforce quicker than us, right? So women have a head start. And so when a woman is 25 and a man is 25, we can be in two drastically different places. And that woman is expecting that 25-year-old to move like a dude that is like 35. Right? And it's these unrealistic expectations. And if you find the builder at your age, you find that builder, when you hit 35 together. I mean, think about that. Like, not 10 years apart. 10 years apart, cool. That's JayZ and Beyonce power couple. But like, you can be the same age and you can play with your kids together and you can grow old together and you can, because you saw the potential, because he's going to be that. I think women want you to be it right now, but he's going to be it.
Okay, now
give him a chance to be it.
Now give me the reverse. Because I feel like I said, it's one of those things where women just like, women, you got to sacrifice it. You got to take less than. So what about men?
Yeah, so on the man side, we have to be open to help. I know I'm a builder, but I got to be open to you saying, yo, I'm going to go gather some logs. And as a man, I'm like, no, you ain't got to gather no logs. I'm the man. I'm going to gather the logs. I'm going to da-da-da. And then like now we ain't focused on building shit falling apart. And men, we will lose our mind trying to appease the woman and get off track of the mission. And we have to accept that maybe she is here to help me build. And I have to allow her to help me build. And I think that's an ego thing for men.
And appreciate.
And appreciate.
And encourage. Because at the same time, the woman wants to feel validation, that she is wanted and she is needed in every aspect of the relationship.
I think
in every aspect. So if she does go out there and gather sticks, it's like, yo, babe. Because you got to think that there are more women in the world who will not do shit. Nigga, you better go get them sticks. Okay? You ain't gonna break my nails. You know how much of these Swarovski crystal nails cost?
Yeah.
I got rhinestones in my fingers. I ain't judging. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got rhinestones too. But, it's like you, and then to not to turn around and do whatever you do to that woman who says, hey, I will gather sticks. What do you need? You have to prove to her. It's just like, yo, we have to give them a break, let them be the builder, but say like, hey, what do you need? I'm gonna go gather some sticks too.
Yeah.
Let her know that, hey, you are the dime piece out here, because ain't no other woman I ever met is out here trying to help me build something.
This is perfect. You
put her on a put. She ain't did much but hand you a stick, but you need to put that pussy on a pedestal, okay? Because how many women out here not doing it? Instead of saying like, oh man, I can't believe I let a female help me. Like, nah, just like, yo, it's so small. I could just hand you the hammer. I'm the only bitch that would do it.
And it's also that you gotta be open to be vulnerable with her, because in the process of building some shit, if you were building it by yourself, you're gonna go through these vulnerabilities. You're gonna go through, I don't think I can do it.
I don't think I could do
Can
it.
I do it? I don't know. And it's
The
harder.
roof is about to fall down.
Oh,
I don't know how I'm gonna do
fucked
it.
up. This is gonna set me back X amount of time. Like you're gonna go through it in isolation by yourself without support. And I think a lot of us choose that path instead of going through it with support.
Because that's the more men thing to do.
Well, because you don't want people to see you fail. Men, I think for as men, we struggle with, I don't want my woman to see me fail. I want to be everything for her, and I feel less of a man when I can't be, everything that I say that I can be, and she's watching me grow. Men, if she's gonna build with you, you gotta be comfortable with her being a part of the wins and the losses, right? Dudes are like, yo, you gonna hold me down? Will you be down for me, right? But that down for me story, men want to say that when they got it. Oh, I got it. You gonna be down for me? You ain't really down for me, bitch. I can't. That energy comes when it's like, no, when you really need her to be down for you, when you don't have anything together. But again, as women, because this can go left, he has to be a builder, because you have dudes that are hustlers and that they want to go steal someone else's house and say, look what I built. You know what I'm saying? You got dudes that finesse the shit. They lazy. They'll sit there every day. They'll build some stuff up and let it fall down. And build stuff up and let it fall down. And build stuff. I'm telling you, man, I just had to rechange it. Like you have dudes that ain't real builders. They perpetrating and flexing. Like, so you got to find a real builder. And as a man, you have to take on that challenge to really build. Like, that's just what it is. Every man is not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? There's men that aren't builders. There's men that are voyagers. And if you want to be with a voyager man, then you better be ready to get out here and get the fucking walking and shit and be on the voyage, right? So I just think
we were voyagers. I just thought of
Moana.
We were voyagers.
That's who we are.
We were voyagers. Sorry, we got kids.
She was so excited.
Moana.
I know who I am now. But think about that. As a woman, she was like, I'm so happy. I'm gonna follow a man into the ocean. That's my job.
My name is Moana Motunui.
You aboard my boat.
They like, these niggas was lame. We got kids. What the fuck? Did you not hear me? Like,
aboard my boat.
You were return the heart to Tafiti.
All right. No, but I think in some type of closing, I think we gotta close.
Okay.
We've been going.
Okay.
We gotta go. We gotta close. But in some type of closing, when you think about power couples, I think that we giving you our journey in what could be power couple-ish, because we think we're still on the route to be there, and what the gaps are that we've seen in our just experience on the route, and so for you guys that are trying to figure it out,
and in the stories that we've heard along this
Yes.
time together, the
Yes.
stories that we've heard, and the experiences that we've had, and we just, we try to give advice along the way, and it's just like, how y'all gonna give advice? I'm just like, I don't know, but we felt like we had something to say, because we want to see more. We want to see more. We want to and be a part of it. Be a part of the growth, because we all got to come up together.
So if you're tired of other women all in the videos, dancing, all on the record, you know what I'm saying? Get your shit together.
What?
I know it didn't click. I was trying to find it.
What?
I was trying to even
All
get
in
it.
the videos.
You missed it.
You missed it.
I missed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That one didn't hit.
No.
I was trying to get a hip hop reference. It wasn't going there.
This isn't Phase 6.
It's not.
Okay.
But it's who I am. It's who I am.
Okay.
Anyway, that said,
Peace.
that's our outro tag.
I don't know a lot, but I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot, so I'm gonna give you everything I got. So it's all that.
You a clown.
Hey, you gotta.
You a clown, man. We out, yo. That's all we got. Peace.
Ready? Not. Get upset. It's all that.